Welcome to this, our winter commencement ceremony. And isn't it beautiful weather for you? We've had this when it was snow and ice, and you all have, I think, one of the best days that we've had. So I think that's going to make for a wonderful day. We started out with great weather, and now here you are today. Graduates, we are so proud of you for your accomplishment. You made a conscious decision to go back to school. You've been through this before, and yet you knew all the work that was going to be there. You knew the sacrifice. You knew the late nights. You knew working your job and then going to school. And yet you made the decision to go back. For that, we say, congratulations. You know full well that this degree is not something that's just handed to you. It's really conferred because of your hard work, because of your dedication, because of what you've done to put yourselves in these seats today. All the work, all the sacrifices during the last couple of years are culminating today. So this is your time. Just take a breath and enjoy the next hour. And enjoy walking across the stage. Enjoy the people clapping for you. Think back to those times when it might not have been as enjoyable and let those go. And think of today. I'm going to go off script just for a minute because when we were walking over here today, I saw one of a person that I have known for a long time when I worked at another institution. And I thought about the full circle of life. We have some, Nadia, for you to be here. We have a couple of employees from Baker who are here. And to see you all from where I knew you as an undergraduate or years ago, and then to see you here today makes me so proud. Congratulations. For many of you, Baker University is not your first alma mater, but just in case we were, how many of you graduated with an undergraduate from Baker? Ah, good, good. Well, this may not be your first institution, your first alma mater, but today and forever, after today, you will be an alumna of one of the oldest university in Kansas. You'll be part of our 153-year history and traditions, and we welcome you to our family. Many people have helped you along the way, and throughout the ceremony today, I'll be asking some people to stand so that you can recognize them and thank them for the hard work. Baker University is governed by a board of trustees, and today we recognize those members who are in attendance, and so I would ask them to stand on the front row behind you, graduates. Let me ask them to stand now. Mr. Jack Bowerman, Mr. Bob Hans, Mr. Alan Mock, Mr. Walter Purnell, Dr. Suzanne Teal, and on stage with us who will actually give me the authority to convert your degrees is Dr. Hoot Gibson. Would you give them a hand? Participating in the ceremony today, either on stage or on the floor, are people who work hard for you every day. They're the leadership of the institution. And you may not know them by name, but you see their actions by the way that you're served, by the facilities that you're in, by all the things that go on behind the scenes. So I would ask the vice presidents, the deans, the assistant deans, registrar, our readers, the other administrative and staff positions at Baker, if you would stand so we can recognize you. And even if you're a graduate, you can stand and we'll recognize you, please. Of course, the very heart and soul of any institution is the faculty, and I think that's so true for here at Baker. In your program, you work with some of the best. You work with practitioners in the field, and they knew what you were experiencing because throughout the day they were working, and then they came at night to work with you. So you have some of the best professors that you could have had, I think, in any program. There's the ones that challenged you, they inspired you, they gave day in, day out, so that you could have a degree that was of quality, one that meets the highest academic standards. And I would ask now that our outstanding faculty please stand and be recognized. They're behind you, graduates. There is another group of individuals I'd like to recognize, and those are the individuals that have served us and are actively serving us in the armed forces. Baker University is a military-friendly institution, and we're proud of that designation, and we're proud of what our military do and have done. So I would ask if you are active military or you are the family of an active military, if you would stand, and then I would ask our veterans to stand, so please stand. We are so grateful and humbled by your service and what you do, and we thank you so much. Now it is with a great pleasure that I introduce to you our commencement speaker for 2011, Dr. Susan Lindahl. Dr. Lindahl earned her bachelor's and master's degree from the University of Kansas, and then her doctorate from Walden University. Dr. Lindahl came here to Baker in 2008, and I would say that if you look up the word leader in the dictionary, you'll find her picture. She's the Executive Vice President for Administrative Services and the Chief Operating Officer. And in that position, she has her finger in just about everything that goes with the institution. She oversees finance, operations, communications, marketing, and human resources. She does a tremendous job for our institution. In fact, there are times that I wonder when she sleeps because of all the responsibilities she has. But I would say that we are a better place today in 2011 because of the service that she's given to our institution. Now, I asked her to speak today because I think she understands what it's like for you. She went back as an adult learner to get her master's and her doctorate. She had 2 children, Jennifer and Nels, at home, and so she understands the courage, the work, the sacrifice that you went through to get here today. And she spends a lot of time on your campuses, and so she also has been your chief advocate over these years. Joining Susan today in the back there is her husband, Mr. Paul Lindahl. He gave you a wave. And now it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you your speaker today, Dr. Susan Lindahl.
Thank you. Thank you. Very humbling. President Long, university trustees, Reverend Despain, administration, faculty, and most importantly, our students and esteemed guests. It is truly an honor, and I thank you for inviting me to speak with you today. Baker University, founded in 1858, as you heard, is known for its distinctive programming for returning adult students. In fact, Baker is designated a college of distinction. Represented here today, you will see the 4 pillars of distinctive colleges: engaged students, all of you, great teaching, our faculty just introduced, vibrant communities surrounding us, and successful outcomes, your graduation today. Just this year, your graduation year, Baker was highlighted in the U.S. News and World Report, Kiplinger's, and most recently on the cover of National Geographic for the Quail Bible Collection. Altogether, a most impressive alma mater, your alma mater. What a journey you've had to get here. I appreciate and applaud your hard work and sacrifices to make a difference not only in your lives, but in generations to come. When I was in 4th grade, our father went back to school. He was studying, teaching, and attending class. Our mother studied dental implant procedures before they were first pioneered in Kansas. Both parents were modeling what you're modeling today, the importance of education at any age. Our father went on to become a successful school superintendent, and our mother was one of the first and few women named to the Kansas Board of Pharmacy. For my brother, my sister, and I, this commitment to education by our parents instilled a love for reading and for learning. It is also conveyed in that message how important it is to follow your dreams, and you all have done that today. Later in the journey, as my husband Paul and I were both studying for our master's finals, it felt like a juggling act with glass balls in the air that we struggled to keep there. We had family, work, friends, all precious commodities, as you all well know. Each and every one of you has a very unique story to tell. This very day, you are modeling the importance of that education. You are moving beyond the bell curve and into a new paradigm. As a graduate of Baker University, you emerge today as an exemplar of the mission of student learning and developing confident, competent, responsible contributors to society. The grades you earned today brought you to this day. Celebrate, enjoy, relax, and embrace the day. My message to you is beyond the journey. It is indeed to invite you to think beyond the bell curve, beyond the academic focus that you have had, and into a new leadership role. There are theorists that posit that it requires one standard deviation above the norm just to become a college graduate. When you think about that, if you ascribe to such a theory, it elevates you toward that higher end of the bell curve. How does it feel to be there? You have earned your degree, but along the way, did you ask yourself if you could do the work? Did you have the intellect, the time, the talent, the energy, and yes, and perhaps most important, the support to be successful? Today, the tangible results you receive speak a definite yes to that question. As you cross the stage and move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left, you show the world around you that you have everything it takes to make a meaningful difference, to be a leader, and to be a healthy contributor to society. At this time, we do not confer degrees with civic honors, but many of you could have earned that designation, and it is for that that we truly thank each of you. It is as cemented in our foundation as academic rigor and integrity. Now that you are a graduate, we know that you will engage as a lifelong contributor to society by setting daily examples to those around you, because it is said that what we do matters so much more than what we say. There are many degrees of involvement, scope, and scale for this challenge. You perhaps already contribute to your community, your place of worship, your local school district. Everywhere we turn this time of year, we are reminded that there is great need. The bells we hear ringing signify more than an immediate call for help. Listen closely, and you will hear the call to civic engagement. Today, you are a Baker University graduate. Make that difference in the life of another, whether it is through heading a food drive, a coat drive, or participating in the drive. Our goal is that tangible contribution of time, talent, or treasure, making the difference, providing the leadership. My leadership challenge for you today is to move beyond the bell curve and to embrace your leadership role. The opportunity for each of you as graduates is to continue to make that difference today and for generations to come. You have demonstrated success in the academic world as your degree is conferred. When you hear your name read and you cross the stage, enjoy the applause and feel the accolades. Graduates, move beyond the focus on the bell curve and into the challenge for your leadership role. Congratulations.